Guys, this next comic, he's really great, he's really funny. I'm a big fan, I think you're gonna love him. I want you to start clapping right now. For Ryan Faye!
The stage is moving. How we doing, guys? Welcome to Estuary Comedy Night. So, how many of you are from here and like woke up in Brooklyn today? So we experienced the earthquake today together, right? Like that happened, and like, because at first, like when it first happened for me, I thought like my chair is breaking. Like I was like the chair, like this, it's an 8-year-old chair, and it's like $150 from IKEA. So this could happen, like it could just like explode one day. But like I'm sitting there shaking a little bit, then all this, and we have like awful upstairs neighbors. So it's like all of a sudden it's like maybe it's them dancing right now. It could be like just like it not be, and then it's like the whole building starts going, and you're like, maybe it's construction, you know, like, and then it was like 6 minutes into it, I'm like, we're having an earthquake right now, like it's happening. And since we're from the East Coast, we know nothing about how to handle earthquakes. So my first reaction was to like go run into the bedroom and like jump on top of my fiance to like guard her, which was like, I've talked to some people, yeah, it's chivalrous, yeah, like I did it, like it's good, like, but like what would that have accomplished? Like if the ceiling came down, like there's just more weight on top of her. That's not good, you know what I mean? So, you know, trying to work on these sort of things, but the earthquake today kind of threw me off. It was definitely better than coffee, you know, like definitely shook my day up. Not saying I want another one, like I could definitely use coffee to wake up for the foreseeable forever, but like earthquake was cool every once, like the amount of times cicadas come out. Like every 14 years or something. I mean, and I probably won't be in New York the next 14 years. Like probably have enough money to go somewhere else. I mean, you can definitely tell how like wealthy different neighborhoods are in Brooklyn by like the poop coverage on the sidewalks. Like this neighborhood, no poop. It's a beautiful neighborhood. People all abide by the rules. It's fantastic. I live in Flatbush. You have to like really watch where you're going down Ocean Avenue. And sometimes you gotta step on the drier one than the wetter one. It's like part of a Brooklyn sort of experience, you know what I mean? There's all sorts of Brooklyn experiences I've been having. I'm coming up on living here for 10 years now. So I get to finally call myself a New Yorker like in May. So with that, with the territory comes weird niche problems that you never thought you'd ever have. Like, you know, years ago I used to have a roommate and we had like an illegal apartment. And anytime it rained, like, as like less than it did yesterday, we would get like 3 feet of water in the basement. Like it would just, the sewage would come in, and it was, so we had like an army of like 45 towels and just like fans and mops, and like it was, you'd be like at work and you see rain coming, like I have to leave. The house is covered in water, and it happened for like a year and a half. You know, like those are, and you just like for me it was like, oh, it's raining, it's flooding. Like it was just becomes like, oh, it's fine. We're gonna have to clean today for 3 hours. Who cares? What's up, Brooklyn? You know, for me, I also had a sketchy landlord that same spot. Once we called 311, we're like, this is illegal. He's like, it is illegal. And you're evicted. And we were like, no. We've been here for like 2 years. You can't just, like, we know, like so we learned a lot about, tenant laws and everything, about like squatters' rights, different things where it's like, well, we can stop paying, report you, and we can live here for like a year or more with all these different things. Like, so we got like lawyers involved and everything, and pretty much got him to pay us like 10 grand, which was pretty cool. Like, but he would do things like no text conversations, no phone calls, only in-person meetings. So then I got to learn another thing about New York, which is this is a one-party consent state for recording people. So I could have my phone right before he walked into the place and say, hi there, my name is Ryan Faye, and I give consent to being recorded right now. And put my phone underneath the magazine, and then my landlord would walk in with every single word he said being recorded. These are wonderful things that you can do with New York landlords. I learned a lot. So, yeah, with the one-party consent state, another thing that I love is tickets for like everything. Like, who owns a car in here? Does anybody own a car? You're so goddamn lucky. I'm getting married into a car with my fiance. It's wonderful. and we get a ticket every like week or two. And sometimes it's just like, oh, rainy day ticket. You're like, what? That one didn't even say that it was like a Monday, Thursday side. It's like, no, well, you moved the brush right over here, and you moved this trash can up. There was a fire hydrant there. You're like, how the fuck? So like, we got to the point where we had $2,000 in tickets we had to pay back, and like $10,000 in Easy Pass because we didn't realize that like the wrong card was on the Easy Pass thing. So then I found out you can call claims departments and you can like only pay like 5% of what you're fucking doing there. So there's a lot of bullshit that you can get around your fucking different sort of payments and wonderful things in New York. For me, I guess the thing that's been really upsetting me and the reason why I want to talk about New York so much today is I've been stumbling into like, there's society problems and then there's like society problems. Like we have 30% taxes. We have a lot better like government funded programs, but my paycheck is still like butchered every single day. Then there's like witches problem. And this, I'm gonna go into a little bit more, is like poor people curses or like things that can only happen to you that you're like, how the hell is this constantly happening? My new curse that's been happening, I think that's a 4-person curse, has been that, well, a year ago I was parked, I thought it was because of this neighborhood, it's actually the other neighborhood. Parked, tried to turn my car on, and my engine was chewed through by rats. The rats had chewed all the wiring in my car. Who knew that was a problem? Like, who knew? So I got a rat car, what's going on? So I got that fixed for, a good $1,000 or whatever, like the whole thing replaced. And we're doing well. Like we spend the entire winter kind of parking in nicer neighborhoods. And we kind of get lazy. We start parking in the back of the crappier neighborhoods again. And then half a month ago, wake up and all the engine lights are on. And it's transmission fluid. This thing, the stuff that would never be a problem. And it's I bet you that's because the rats chewed through the wires again. You pop open the car and all of the wire chewed through. There's bags and nesting sort of things. So on Monday, I took my car in to go get fixed. Wonderful. But witches, I'm not even kidding you. The next day, the rats had literally chewed my car up again. A third time in a year. 2 times in a month. Twice in 14 days. The rats chewed my car up. So now, New York niche problems that I get to deal with is that I get to baste my car kind of like a Thanksgiving turkey. I rub a bunch of cayenne oil all over the inside of my car because they don't like that. Put a bunch of peppermint in there because they don't like peppermint. You got a bunch of essential oils. They got cedar, they don't like that. Rosemary. So I'm making engine pesto it's the most Brooklyn Italian New Age weird thing. It's a very niche product. It's a very New York thing. I make engine pesto, and it works. I guess for the past 3 days I haven't had a rat problem, but I'm a psychopath. I wake up in the morning and be I gotta go mint the car, babe. Just give me a second. She's are you good? I'm checking on all the peppermints I put in underneath the hood. It's okay. It all worked out. But New York's not the only bad spot. Love New York. But one of the last things I'm gonna talk to you about is my aunt and my uncle. They live out in Arkansas, and that is a completely different place. That's actually part of this country. If you haven't been there, you're not gonna believe me. But I'm telling you the goddamn truth. Arkansas is part of the United States, and let me tell you a couple things about Arkansas. My first time I went to Arkansas, I was 14 years old, and I went with my uncle is I love the man. He had a stroke from drinking too much because he owned some land that they had oil on it, and so he bought a mountain in Arkansas and just 10 cabins and just walks around the trails and just drinks beer all the time, like rich mountain man. And it's great. He has like convicts that live on his mountain with him and stuff, and I got to meet all the convicts, and they're there's bear trappers and dudes that no police. One of the dudes that we met, we were on the walk around my uncle's property on his 15th beer, so maybe a half an hour into the walk. we get up to like the top of this porch thing, looking over this beautiful river. This other dude kind of comes out, and Eddie's like, hey there boy, how you like Arkansas? I'm like, hey, excuse me, what? And he's just like how you like Arkansas? Best goddamn state in the goddamn continental United States, tell you what. It's like, trying to get what he just said out of him. And as he's saying this, he steps backwards off of this porch. This man's like 350 pounds. He falls 20 feet and like his like ankles buckle, and then he rolls down a hill and he hits his head on a rock. I hear him like his bowels let go, and we're like, did we see a man die? And then we just hear like, how God dying? It's like, okay, he's alive. And then like, so as we're trying to like get him home and everything, it's like, no cops, no hospitals. Like Loretta, she's just gonna sit it whenever we get home. And I'm like, what the hell is happening here? Like I'm like so in at this point. Like my dad and I are driving him back over there. When we get there, he's like, oh, for your troubles, I have like 10 fridges in the front yard. That one's raccoon, that one's bear, that one's coyote. And you're like, I'm not touching any of these, but this is so interesting. Like people live like this. Right before I go to, there was another guy, Possum Shack Eddie, lived in a possum shack, which was another story I'll tell you another day. But yeah, it's just, you come to really respect getting your car chewed out by rats whenever you meet people like Possum Shack Eddie or like that dude that fell off that fucking porch. Anyway, guys, it's been lovely having you. Casey.
For Ryan, guys, keep it going for Ryan Bay.